Hello everyone. Today I will show you how to use dynamic filter and advanced filter. What the difference between dynamic filter and advanced filter? Actually, I am using general filter or a general equation for filter in order to build the dynamic filter. But if I have many arguments, then I'm going to use advanced filter. Here, I'm going to show you what the special cases in order to build the dynamic filter for your filter. Here, I will explain that in this data. First, if I have dealer here in this column, and I need to filter my data, build the dynamic filter based on the dealer, then I cannot leave the dealer in the middle of data because in this case, I'm going to split my data. First data, I have two column, and after dealer, I have two column. When I need to include them in the general filter in Excel, then I'm going to build two arguments, and that cannot be accepted to complete my process for filter. Then what I'm going to do in order to build dynamic filter for dealer, I need to copy this column because I'm going to use it as criteria in order to build my filter. Then I'm going to control C. Then I'm going to come to the first of my table in order to include all my data here to be filtered based on the criteria that I'm going to select. Then I'm going to say control V in order to consider my data in the first of table. Now what I'm going to do with this table, I'm going to remove it from my data because I already select this in the column in the first of my table. What I'm going to do more here, I'm going to copy this table, this column. Then I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to paste it. Then I'm going to go to data. Then I'm going to go to remove duplicates. Now my data included the header, my dealer. Then I'm going to keep this process and I'm going to say, okay. Now my data included 17 duplicate and also five names going to be leave in my column. After that, I'm going to find the area where I need to build the validation data. Then first I need to name this filter. What the filter that I'm going to use? I'm going to use dealer. Then I'm going to come with the dealer here to be considered in this position. Then what I'm going to now build my data validation. Then I'm going to go to data, hit data, and enter to data validation here. Then I'm going to include this data. I'm going to watch my data. This is list data or column data. Then I'm going to say my data in list. Then I'm going to include my data here. But before that, I need to leave my mouse where I need to put my data, because where you leave your mouse, your data going to be connected or associated. Then you need to leave your mouse in the right place that you need to put it. Then I'm going to include my data without the header or without the column name, because only I need to get the names in my column here, because if I include the dealer or something, then it's going to be considered as filter, and I don't need to use my header or column name as filter. Then I'm going to hit OK. Now my data has considered in this cell. What I'm going to do here, because this is not clear enough here, if you watch here, there is no distinguish area. Then just when I click this one or click this one, I'm going to find my data. Here I need to distinguish my data by going to home and build the border. After that, shade this one with this color. Now, everything okay at this point. What I'm going to do more here, if now I have no connection with my data, what's going to happen if I added Isaac here? There is no change in my data. What I need to do more here, I need to include one column, insert one column here, then this column gonna be new argument in my general filter in Excel. I'm gonna say included here. That gonna be considered to filter my data. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna ask a question. Does Tom equal to Isaac or same as Isaac? Now, in order to consider this with one selection for all my column, then I'm gonna add $sign here, $sign here between the letter. Don't include the number, in order to consider all this cell here with the same name here. Then I'm gonna hit enter. Then I'm gonna hit enter. Now this is false because Tom is not Isaac. Now any Isaac in my data is gonna be true. Now, for example, this is true because this is Isaac, and this is true because this is Isaac, and here I have just two Isaac here. Now everything okay. What I need to do more here, I need to come to this cell. I'm going to say equal here, and here I'm going to remove included here and the dealer because it's going to use as criteria as what I bought here. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from brand here. Then I'm going to copy everything. Then I'm going to say equal in order to copy my column name here. Now I'm going to build my filter by the normal equation. That's why I cannot add more arguments, because in order to build my dynamic filter, I'm going to use the general filter in Excel. Okay, that's the difference between advanced filter and the general filter. Advanced filter can include a lot of arguments. For example, I need the car. What the car? Toyota. Okay, this is one argument. What the color? White. This is second argument. Less than $40,000. This is the third argument that cannot be included with the general filter, but that can be included with the advanced filter that I'm going to show later. Now, for this one, I'm going to open the function here. You can go to the formula tab bar, and also you can type your equation here with the direct name. Here, I'm gonna double click filter. Now, array, my array that be included for my filter process. Now, here, my data here. Now it is included in my selection. Now, included here, what I included, that gonna build the filter, and also this is the new argument. Then it can this filter can include two arguments, only two arguments in order to complete your process. Now included what? Included this column that I built to match the dealer with the data validation in order to build dynamic filter. Now, what I'm going to do more, I just need to hit enter in order to find it who match with Isaac. Now, I found it. Isaac has 3 cars, Ford, Mazda, and Mercedes, and also he has 2 cars available. Now, this data gonna transform data from table with the original name. Now, for example, this data only in the general format. What I'm gonna do here, for example, this is date. I'm gonna include this as date. Then I'm gonna go to date here and change it as date. And this is the price, money. Then I'm gonna change this to accounting here, if you see here, because I added the money to be considered as money, not general information. Here for Isaac, for example, I need to change Isaac with Brian. Here I have a lot of information regarding Brian. He has many cars here. Isaac again. Tom, he has a lot of cars. Tom here. Then I'm based on Tom, I'm gonna build the date here again in order to consider it for all columns, and this is for dollars. Then I'm gonna include the dollars for every for all the column. Then I'm gonna remove the decimal here. Now everything okay. to build a dynamic filter based on each person or based on each dealer here. Now, what the problem regarding this process here, if you want to build, for example, a new column in here for another filter, for example, I need Isaac and I need to find if he has a car available or something, then the car gonna appear here. That cannot work with this process. What you need to do here, just you need to copy this data and open a new sheet and build a new filter. But for the same filter, this filter cannot accept more arguments because cannot give you solution. But in order to solve this problem, for example, the question that I got from my follower, he asked me how to include data available, date and price in addition to the dealer. Here, I'm gonna go to advanced filter. And the advanced filter first, when I finish from dynamic filter, explaining dynamic filter, if you have any question, just write that in comment and I'm going to explain, answer your question as soon as get your question. Here, I'm going to copy column names here. Then I'm going to hit enter. Now, what I'm going to do here, now my criteria for data available, now I need to consider my data. I need to filter my data, clean my data in order to be understood by my filter. Here, if I need to filter based on the date, that cannot be happen because if I ask it the specific date or specific time, can I find car or something with my conditions or what my requirements, then that's very difficult. But in order to fit my date to be okay with my filter, then I need to consider specific time and the specific date to be considered. In this case, I have different dates, then I'm not more lucky to get that car or to get that dinner. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to change this with the clutcher date or date match with the two time or two dates. Now I'm going to control C and go to copy to paste it as here as a new column or as a new data here. Then I'm going to say Control V here. Now my data has pasted in this column instead that for each many dates in the same time. That cannot be work very well for my data. Now what I'm gonna here, I'm gonna include the dealer. For example, I need Tom. I'm gonna select Tom. Okay, for data available here, I'm gonna select, for example, 26 or 11, whatever it is, because I have two dates match in my column. Then I'm gonna select, for example, April 26. And for price, for data available, so far I cannot find greater or less than the date match together because this is not available in Excel. But regarding the price here, I can use this sign as less than equal, for example, $50,000. I don't need to add the dollar sign because cannot work here very well with this column, but this can be considered as numbers and can understood as numbers here. Now here, I'm going to start to build my advanced filter. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to data here, then I'm going to hit advanced filter. Now I'm going to include my data here. Now I'm going to go to include my filter here. Then here, I'm going to select copy to another location because what's going to happen if I did not click this, then my result going to appear in the same schedule and my table going to remove it with the new result. But because I need to keep my table here, I'm going to find another location to paste my result for filter. Then I'm going to select this one as location for my filter. Then I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to find a Tom in the same date. He has Ford, Mazda, and another Ford. Only Ford cars available with Tom in April 26 with the price less than $50,000. And this is how does the filter work. Then what the difference between advanced filter and dynamic filter? I am using general filter to build my dynamic filter. That general filter cannot accept many arguments to complete the process, but instead that you can use advanced filter in order to include a lot of arguments inside your filter to get exact result or exact requirements for your result for your filter. For example, here I included many criteria in order to consider my selection. The first argument I said Tom, the second argument I said the date, and the third argument I included the money. Now what's gonna happen if I did not include the date here? Now, does that going to be increased for my filter or not? Yes, it's going to be increased. Why? Because I removed one argument. What's going to happen here? I'm going to say advance here. Then I'm going to include my data there. Then my data has included here. Then I'm going to copy my data at this location now. At this location. Now, when I click OK, then I'm going to find it a lot of data. Why? Because I removed one argument in order to increase my data. And also, if I remove this the price, I'm going to get a lot of arguments, and also if I change another famous dealer or something, then I'm going to get a lot of data has filtered in my process. This is how to understand the difference between dynamic filter that I use a general filter that find it in Excel, and the advanced filter that's more advanced to filter your data. If you have any question, just write that in comment in my video, and I'm gonna reply to you as soon as get your question. Thank you and have wonderful time.